Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and as you can see, it's pretty much this. It's a similar team. It's just replacing Astolfo with Kaguya. The reason for this is we can stall the boss a lot more because it's flipping. What is it? 3 errand bosses, I think. Wave 10, wave 20, wave 30. So yeah, it's just non-stop errand bosses. And the issue with them is they're pretty fast, so you just need to stall them as much as possible. That's just all it is. So let's just get into it. There's not much to say. It's just remember to have the Tengen familiar. In terms of replacements, you can't replace. You could try Sukuna. You can't replace. You can't replace. Replacement will be really hard because she's also buffing these two heavily. For him, you could either use Sukuna or Conquest. But in terms of replacements for Kaguya, I guess you could say Astolfo. And then in terms of replacement for Stark, you use Priestess. So yeah, that's it. Let's just get into this. You can see we've got 2.4k, 2487. Alright guys, so basically I was just experimenting. What was I experimenting? Yeah, my placements for Tengen. I was thinking where I should place them at my deal. So that's what I was just looking at. But it's pretty much the same shit. You just get Griffith down wave 0 or wave 1. And then you wanna get him into light form. And then when you can place deal, you place him. Switch to, what you switch to again? Rupture form. And then you just wanna keep him a rupture at all times. But yeah, use that sacrifice again. You place Dio again if you get sold by demons. It's annoying when he does get sold by demons though. It's just very frustrating. And here you just switch between both forms just to apply that final time stop that we have. Because we do get 3 time stops when the standard form is put in. So we're just making the most of it. And now we get Wonder View down around here, right here. You have to try to do it exactly the same time as me. Oh yeah, we used another one there as well. You can see we just double time stopped. Or double swapped. And you can see we're placing our deal right there. Try get the same placement as me. Set him to Rupture and just get him to full AoE. Once you get him to full AoE, you can prioritize your other units. But yeah, what you could do is get your Kage down early as well. It can allow you to stall the boss as soon as he spawns in. See, we can time stop him. That's what we do. But we could have repulsed him here with Kage as well. Would have allowed us to stall him a lot more. So if you guys want to do that, you guys can do that. And there's also a case of placing your stocks a bit earlier because you saw that whole period of time he just wasn't getting stalled at all. So if you struggle with this boss, there's many ways to stall him earlier. So do that instead of doing my exact timings or in terms of my order. And these Eclipse demons, man, they're scary, man. They're so scary. Just pray they don't mess up your stuff. But you wanna also use Kaguya, just keep stalling the boss and following him with the Stark. And here I'm trying to time the one of you hit when the Kage's domain, but as you can see this time round, it missed. So I was only hitting him with Calamity 2 that whole time. There's a visual representation of it actually happening, you'll see. When you hover over him, it shows which attack AoE hits him. Well, that time around it didn't show it, but yeah. If you guys have been playing with one of you, you know what I mean. And we're trying to get Dio to one upgrade before max, just so he can get his maximum damage. And the reason for this is because we need our summons to kill this boss off. And before you start maxing each Tengen, you want to get them all to, is it upgrade 8 or 9, where they're full AoE. It takes 56k to max them, not max them, taking them to full AoE, which is very nice. Which is why he's one of the best units for tournaments. But you want to place your Stark there and set him in the middle and set him to bosses. So you can effectively stall this boss. This boss, the wave 20 boss, funnily enough, you're slowing him as much as possible. He's the one that you're gonna die to. So you need to slow him as much as possible. You could have instances where, with Dio, you apply a stun to the boss if you want to. And that way you can stall in like, I guess, a few more seconds. But once you do the stun, you have to go back to Rupture, of course, remember. And here we can start maxing out our Tengens. You can see how much damage they are doing. They're legit demolishing these units, these enemies. And here comes one of you. Such a great unit. Because he just gets a lot of yen and a lot of kills. So he kills a lot of enemies in this like, little portion he's in. And then in that way, he's just getting us a lot of yen. You can see the kills just jump up like a ton. It's a lot of kills, and yeah, that's purely because of him. And once that boss has died, the first errand, we're trying to just get our stocks done in a good spot so they can keep these mobs here as long as possible. You want these mobs to stay as long as possible within Tengen's range, purely because of how much damage they're doing. And you can see we're just following with stock, that one boss. And we're already at 30, and there's another errand boss, so it's even more chopped. The fact that you can't even kill this wave 20 boss is crazy enough. It's just about domaining and stalling this boss as long as possible. And even though we don't need to stall this boss, it's just best to it's just best to stall him slightly. It's because you don't want him to be overtaking the other boss. So we just have one thingy for him. One stock following him. And you can see we're already at wave 35, which is crazy. Wave 36 now. We haven't even we haven't even killed the wave, was that wave 20? Yeah, wave 20 boss. He's been alive for 15 waves. That's how crazy of a support Dio is, man. Dio on stock is so nuts. With Kagi as well. So we've got time stop, slow, repose, freeze. It's crazy, man. And you can see here we did so much damage to this, yeah. To the boss that the actual next errand boss spawned in, which is kind of scary. And it did mess up my run a bit. It did make me lose a bit of kills. So I don't know if there's a way to do it, but if you guys can minimize the amount of damage you're doing into this boss, then that'll be perfect. But you see, once you get this wave 20 errand boss to a certain amount of HP, he spawns another mini errand next with him, like, from him. And then you have to focus on stalling both of them. It's kind of annoying. And you can see me having auto skip off at this point. I'm just spamming this, and as soon as I can, I nuke. Because it wants the sand buff. And then time stop, and then yeah, just let one of you get the final kills. We're lucky with one of you. He did manage to get a lot of like damage in. Probably could have got a bit more kills, but it's fine. Because of the time I placed him and how he stood in it. And then you just click yes and let yourself die, and one of you hits perfectly all these enemies and gets you a lot of kills. That's it for the video. Like, subscribe, yeah, I'll see you next one. Peace, peace, peace.